Coming at you on Black Friday like a mob at Walmart with one TV left on the shelf. This is your locker room ticket. This is where your ticket gets punched. You are in the house, and we're going big time, baby. This is the only place you want to be for Bulls post game. We are the premier Chicago sports channel, the Windy City Breeze. We are the only place that talks Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Well, the Bulls were defeated by the Oklahoma City Thunder today, 123-119 in overtime. It took 5 quarters of lackluster play to break this all down here. So, Kidd, let's first get to it. My name is Marcus Couch, and joining me as always is the pettiest man alive in sports talk, a guy that could make a bouncer on a corner Rush Street gin joint back down like a vegan at Lem's Barbecue on 75th and Prairie.
I am not prepared.
Please join me in welcoming P.Kidd to the show. What's up, Kidd?
Man, listen, you all got to appreciate what Marcus does, because that right there, gold. I do not have that abilities. I love it.
You ever been to Lem's? Lem's on 75th? Oh,
I love it. Man, listen,
if you're going to go to...
Go ahead.
If you're going to go to Lem's, get a bucket of tips.
For sure. Hey, when you touch down, we got some more spots to put you on. But Lem's is gold, man, for sure. Like Marcus has mentioned to you all, 5 quarters of play. Bulls get there. Well, I believe this is their first overtime game this season.
Yeah.
We take the L, 4-point L, 123-119. Give you some rundowns real quick. DeMar DeRozan, 35 and 6, 12 for 27 shooting. Zach LaVine, 27-5 and 5 off 9 of 23. Vooch, 13, still running a double-double. 6 of 14, however, 1 of 7 from 3. Wasn't the stat I wanted to see from him, but I still appreciate the double-double. Patrick Williams still putting on his clinic, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. Check that out. 11.7 rebounds. Caruso finally getting back into action. 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. We have a couple of people that sprinkle some things in there. You see all these stats here. They're on the screen. Tell me, Marcus, what do you like? What do you don't like? You got a chance to see the game. Sometimes numbers don't always lie, but they don't always tell the truth.
7 attempts from P. Will in 31, almost 32 minutes. Right here. Come on, P. Will. I mean, you're 57%, but you got to take the shot. And there's many times I see P. Will how many times have you seen this? P. Will gets the ball, and in your head, you're like, P. Will is going to dunk this thing. P. Will is going to, lay it in easily. All he's got to do is jump, and he's in. He's got a great big wingspan. He can just get, sky it up. It's done. And then he passes it to somebody who blows the shot.
You see it a lot. You see it a lot. I think it's gotten better as of late, this last 5-6 game stretch. But it's definitely.
So here's something else. No free throws. What's that tell you? No aggressiveness.
Not getting to the line. Yep.
He's not a rookie. 7 rebounds, 1 assist. So again, even when he passes, he's making a bad shot, or or he's not making a good decision in terms of that. 2 blocks, 11 points, plus or minus 7. Okay, not the worst. What's up with Drummond this game? 6 minutes?
I have no idea. This was something that Joe was mentioning in the game the entire time. Where is Drummond? How does he only get 6 minutes? Like, what happened? Did he get injured? Nothing is there. But in 6 minutes of play, he gives me 4 rebounds. That, to put that into perspective, I mean, I know it's not a lot, but our leading rebounder is Vooch at 13. The next person is 7. They all play 40 minutes practically. Pete Will with 32 practically. Vooch with 40. He played 4 minutes. I mean, 6 minutes.
Is that why we're seeing Derek Jones in the game?
We got Derek Jones in the game.
Or did Billy just make some stupid switch that he thought he could do by putting Derek Jones in, going a little smaller?
You know what? I'll tell you this. I don't know what Billy's mindset is at times, because Pat mentioned it, and you probably catch it off the bat. What is our biggest advantage over OKC?
Size. The fact that Vooch should have been fed all day like a dog that hasn't eaten in weeks. We would have killed that. Yeah. JRE is I forget his full name, but we could have killed that guy.
6
Could
minutes.
have killed him.
I don't get it.
Could
So
have.
this is a tough loss, but do you equate that more to the play? Now, mind you, this is a stupid question to phrase it that way. It's a stupid way for me to phrase it. But is it on the
Right.
players or the coach, realistically? When you knowing what we know and seeing what we see.
Yeah. That's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm going to let the chat roll start to display a little bit. I think it's going to show new comments.
Hey, chat, we want to see. Yeah, it's going to show us as more comments come in. We want to get your opinion on a tight game. I listen. There's a lot to dissect from it. We can nitpick if we want, but there's some things that are just very glaring. I think it's really a coaching thing because the biggest adjustment to be made wasn't made. In fact, it wasn't even considered at this point.
Yeah.
When you literally look at it, like he plays 6 minutes and he's not hurt. I don't understand it.
It's got to be something. There's something to it. All right. So as we let these chats roll in, just want to remind everybody, and especially those that are just joining us, take a moment to hit that like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. This is one of the best Chicago sports channels you're going to find on YouTube all around. Big media, no media, whatever. It all happens here. So make sure you're subscribed. Okay, so both right. SGA is him. Yeah.
30 points,
maybe this
8
game.
rebounds, 7 assists. I got to give it to him.
If he keeps it up, yeah. If he keeps it up, all these West teams are going off. I mean, that's what I don't get is you got guys like Lowry and him just suddenly getting their stride. I don't know what it is. I don't know what conditions made it such for that, but
opportunity.
Yeah.
More opportunity to do what they want to do, play the way they want to play. Lowry, the way he's playing with Utah was not how we were playing him in Chicago. And that's not what Chicagoans wanted. Like you can even go back to our lives. We thought Lowry should be in the post doing what we thought. What's the other guy's name? Unicorn from Knicks, now on the mat, was on the Mavs, now he's in Washington.
Porzingis.
Porzingis. We thought he should be Porzingis. It's a lot of similarities, but he's not Porzingis.
He's like the Benjamin Button of Porzingis. Porzingis sucks now.
You know, I look at
Lowry's
OKC,
good.
and I look at this. I don't know. I don't know who their coach is. Hold on. I don't know much about him, rather, but I will say this: he's doing a pretty good job. He's keeping those guys motivated. They're hustling. They're fighting. I mean, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in double digits. 1, 2, 3, and 3 others trailing by 1 bucket.
Yeah.
Whole team is involved. Whole team is getting shots. You do get SGA taking 21 shots and getting to the cup. I mean, but he is their star. But even still, getting a lot of production out of everyone else, no matter the minutes. We got people with 19 minutes getting nearly 17 points. You know, that's you're getting a lot. He's preparing them. Now they aren't closing games well, which is hard to say since we just lost. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They lose really close games. How did you feel about OKC? And didn't we predict this to be a loss anyway?
I thought it would be a win. I didn't think Billy would actually get out coached in his it'd be like the Billy revenge game, sort of. But I didn't think it'd go like this. I loved our start, but for some reason they just said, all right, man, we up 10. Let's chill. Let's just coast. We're going to coast all the way. And then they were just fighting the whole way back because I don't know if Billy's told these guys that other teams, other NBA teams, they're good too. You know,
Sure.
It's like on The Last Dance when Jordan was making references to the other players, the players in between when he had been retired. And he said, look in the rafters. You don't have anything to do with any of that. So stop acting like you won the lottery because you're playing for the Bulls. You got no rings on your hands. There's nothing in the rafters that says your name on it anywhere.
Gotcha.
So let's be serious. And I sometimes think that's how the Bulls are. Like, this is okay. We're gonna do the Couch P.Kidd Consulting Group for sports management right now. This
Okay.
goes out to Jerry Reinsdorf. Okay. Here's what we want as fans. If the Bulls lose, you take away one lovable and Benny doesn't get any popcorn. Okay.
It's the best part of halftime, though.
2 games, no bucket boys. Out.
No bucket
Okay.
boys.
Dancing grannies only until they start to win some games. So every loss, lovable, out. And then you're just going to have nothing after that. Because they need to understand that they're the entertainment. And we are sitting around watching them, and they're putting a poor product on that court. And we expect performance, especially after the rebuild and the retooling and the new management from the top of the front office on down, and we're not getting it. And our record is horrendous because of poor play. How many of these games have we played where we know we could have won, kid? How many?
Well, this one for sure. And,
Sure.
Denver.
Vooch's 2 free throws. Zach's, and then the game that Zach had 4 points. Well, that was Zach's game. Okay.
I think it all boils a lot of it. Not players have to play, so I'm not going to sit there and not give Zach smoke for taking some long threes at a time where we shouldn't be taking long threes.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he had a good fourth quarter, he started to go cold a little bit. He was going back to that, get to the cup, draw a foul. That's how the game is played.
Yeah.
I
like this comment. DeMar is the only player on the team. I sometimes feel that way. I sometimes feel like he's the only dog out there and everybody else is, not.
Yeah. Different era for sure. I like what Kenny mentioned. I got you right here.
Okay, thanks.
Along with
60 points in the paint. Yeah.
That right there goes to show you that, hey, our biggest advantage we didn't exploit, so we lost that offensively, and then it destroyed us defensively. We can't even say they shot us out. They didn't. They got 60 points in the paint. That's literally half their points.
I said all day long that Vooch needed to eat today. I was in Hayes's post-game or pre-game show and said Vooch is going to feast like he's having a second Thanksgiving today. And they didn't do it. That wasn't their plan.
Now I know that this question was supposed to be for me. You mind if I flip it on you?
Go.
We have to be fair. So,
okay,
who was the player of the game for you in this? And I know this. If we won, we'd be talking about this. But I want to do both of them. Who was the player of the game for you from OKC? And what do you personally feel like was the turning point outside of anything else we mentioned?
I got to give it to Shea from their side. I mean, the guy played 40 minutes and worked his tailbone off. That's just a simple fact. I don't like the guy, but, I got to give props where it's due. And that's just a simple fact. So, yeah, he's definitely the player of the game.
From an output standpoint, got to give it to him. Clutch free throws, knocked them down. I give it to him. For me, it was Giddey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
He made the right pass at the right time, made the right play. And it's something that, the stats and highlight tracers are not going to look at it and say, what you're going to sit there, what are you talking about? He didn't do this and he did that. You got to watch the game. He played the game beautifully. And I got to give respect where respect is due. I think he did a really good job, especially down the stretch. And, Shea was doing what Shea does, but you got to have that extra player to make those right moves.
Yeah, I love this comment. See, I think why the Bulls lose against these shorthand teams. Were they shorthanded? Yeah, they did lose their center. I get that. Yeah, it's true. Because you are already expecting to do so. They're lazy, but in games just like the other against the Bucks, tough teams, they try hard. That is absolutely true because I'm sure it almost seems like it's load management for coaches and scouting sometimes. Doesn't it seem like they put their brain on hold when it comes to some of these other teams? They should have killed these teams with Vooch today. Kill them. This team.
Yeah, and man, I hate to continue to harp on this. it's a not making the in-game adjustments when you should, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is one of those things that is easily fixable because you have the ability to do it. You have all of your players available to take advantage of this, no matter who they have out. You get
Yeah.
to sit there, see the game, see what's working, see where you're getting killed. By halftime, we should have shored a lot of this up. It didn't happen. And that's I'm not going to sit there and just solely pinpoint DeMar, solely pinpoint Zach when it's like, hey, that's still 60 points in the paint.
Yeah. Garza, what's up? What is y'all standing on Io? Has he taken a step back in your opinion? Maybe. What? Or maybe he just took too big of a step forward.
Sophomore slump.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
It's expected. I expect you to have, some ups and downs in your second season. Every player has. Every player has. They start off a little slow, this, that, and the other. Let's see what it looks like come the end of the season. I think he's still going to be our starting point guard, and he's going to, I think his number is not being called right now, but I think he'll bounce back.
This team has been playing together all season, and this is how y'all play. The coach is no good. Hey, the coach isn't on the court, right? People have to recognize Vooch on the court as well. And you can tell by the movement, the Bulls aren't calling a lot of plays. At least not a lot of set plays. So that's up to the people to recognize. What's that?
Was it you that mentioned that last time that they don't call a lot of plays? It's not a lot of yeah.
Four in the perimeter, Vooch in the middle, and then see what they can get. How many times I saw one pick and roll play today, and that was with Dragic. That's it. Did you see anything else? Any other?
No.
You could do that all day long with Vooch. What are you doing?
No, I didn't see it at all.
He could have been eating all night and pie. What's up?
I didn't see too many times where Io had the opportunity to set that up either, because the one thing that Io did really well when he first started to get his number called to make plays for us was he got Vooch involved early. He was dotting him up real nice, and so that just opened up the game, opened up the floor for him because now you're conscious of that. I didn't see a lot of that. I haven't seen a lot of it as of late. What do you think that's attributed to?
I think it's the same as what this question is trying hard against only good teams is a decent sign of a bad team. No, I think it's a sign of bad leadership in the locker room.
Facts.
Agreed. Same thing. Both questions and also the reason why we lost this game. Absolutely the reason. I think Billy's going to have a different setup or mindset for a game against the Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know. And even if he does, is anybody going to respond to it? Where's Supermax Zach? Where's that guy that wouldn't go away when it came to Charlotte and some of those other games? And, in Bulls games past when we stuck with Ryan Arcidiacono and the rest of that crew. Where's that? I mean, didn't we get all these guys to build this team around Zach so that he could just go off and be that man in terms of MVP kind of a guy?
Well, valid question. In the live, you heard me say I've had my things about it. He's not at moments. He's not as aggressive. I guess my question to you is like, is he really playing that bad? Think about it. He had 11 points in the fourth. He got us. He kept the game back. He kept us in the game at moments. He definitely can shoot us out of a game. I give you that.
How many did he have in overtime? How many was in overtime? My stats just went down.
Very, very little. In fact, I don't think he was a factor in overtime, if I'm being honest.
Isn't that when your max guy is supposed to be a factor?
Do you think this is the Dame versus CJ thing happening?
Why? What do you mean by that?
Like Damian Lillard and CJ could score, and they not Damian, CJ, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I use that analogy.
Oh, okay.
When Paul George is by himself, he cooks. He looks phenomenal. He could absolutely lead a team, in my opinion. Right. But when he plays with a healthy Kawhi Leonard, he takes the back seat. Do you think that that's the same dynamic Zach and DeMar have now?
But here's the deal. Why is Billy not rotating the chairs? If you got it that way, nobody has to take a back seat. right? You're both sitting up front to start the game, and then we're going to shuffle you guys around a little bit. We'll probably take DeMar out first. Let Zach take a couple more minutes. Then we slowly work in the second unit. Doesn't that make more sense?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Okay.
But it takes the right coach to do it. Like you look at how Ty Lue plays, a healthy Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. He has the guts to sit there and try different lineups so that they're not overshadowing everybody.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that you kind of notice when it's like you see him there, and it's like, hey, I've seen Zach go off, and then all of a sudden when it's time to close out a game, it's like, okay, I'm not going to close out. This is not. But it's like you've been cooking this entire time. And you're the guy. You're supposed to be the guy.
Yeah. I don't know why Andre Drummond has not did not make the game. I don't know why he's only played 6 minutes tonight. That's just, to me, crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Is he hurt?
Have we finally boiled it down to the official thing of Billy's just not making the right adjustments? Is that finally showing in here? Like he develops good talent. He develops young talent for sure. He's way better than who we had in Fred Hoiberg and things of that nature. But for the talent we have, the window that exists, and what our aspirations are, we were projected to be a top 5 team in the East. We're 12th. Still early, but we're now like 25%. Close to 25%.
What is the window of us to stop saying it's still early? We're 19 games in now. Season's a quarter of the way done.
Making adjustments. I don't care when
quarter of the way done, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Something has to start.
We're a fourth of the way done right now. So
how many games before All-Star break?
I was trying to see. Oh, I don't know. I was trying to see if they had posted any press conference stuff. It doesn't look like they have yet.
Not yet. A quarter of the way. Yeah, at this point, like you let the first. I don't think we're good enough. Or let me not say that. I don't think the league is so top heavy anymore where you can sit there and say, yeah, we'll figure it out first half of the season. I think there's so much parity now in the league. And as Pat mentioned, even in the live, you can lose at any team could beat you now that you're not afforded that same ability to kind of figure it out when you have some glaring issues. And that's just one that we keep coming back to. Adjustments.
So Jeremy Daniels, thanks for joining. I think DeMar needs to go, put a little more on P. Will, and get a running big and a 3-and-D. You might as well blow the whole thing up then. And get who? We're going to get rid of DeMar and just rely on P. Will, where was he today? No, he was what, 4 of 7.
I mean, if you think about it, though, if you had any valuable piece that you would trade, who's like, he's a very valuable piece. I wouldn't trade him because I think he sucks. I would trade him simply because of the haul you could potentially get for him.
So is he on a player option for next year?
It's actually a good question. I was just about to look that part up. It's not 1 second.
I was saying that because here's our potential scenario.
Mm-hmm.
We will. So Drummond has a player option on his second year. Who else? Vooch will be gone. DeMar could be gone. Who else?
He has DeMar for another season. It's not a player option.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
No, it's just he's just.
Well, certainly Io could be gone. He's on his last year. And he'll become unrestricted. I think they can match him, so he might be a restricted. Yeah. Because of the second round status, the contract was only 2 years. So
DeMar has one more season. We got. Okay,
so what are you going to do? Sign Vooch on a vet minimum? Well, you could be without a center. You could be without 2 centers because Drummond could bail. He could want to go to chase a ring somewhere,
which I wouldn't hate him for.
LA, who knows?
Might as well.
Then you got him on the Clippers would be crazy.
Who don't the Clippers have at this point, man? Good Lord, they have everybody.
Or him on the Warriors would be nuts too,
Him on the
if they
Warriors
could get
would
it
be
together.
nasty.
Okay, so yeah, I lost train of thought. I'm so frustrated about this game today. I'm so mad about Billy's coaching. I'm so mad about um, Zach's lack of production. The same with P. Will. Don't make me go back to your old name, P. Will.
I think
I'm
he
going to give
played
you
well
one more
today.
game
I got
to
to give you
save
some
yourself.
pushback. I think he played well today. I think he played well. I think the moments in which, he didn't force anything, but when the shots were there, he took them, which is totally different than what we're accustomed to from him. So that's where I was definitely with you on the P1 thing. I
Yeah.
I I I, I believe that the culture behind, you know, who takes the shot and who's getting called for what, I think that has to change. And that's, man, it just doubles back down to coaching and what you're practicing. That's what I see. What are you practicing? What are these different lineups? Where the heck did DJJ come from? In this whole lineup? Why was that necessary? I don't understand it.
Why was Javante not given more time?
Yo, how many minutes did he play?
Good question. Check it
I
out.
didn't see.
I'll address Jeremy's question while you're looking that up. Doesn't matter. We need development. Our young guys are going to get the right development. It's two guys run up and shoot, get back up, run and shoot. Same every time. You think we're going anywhere with iso ball? No, but man, development is such a fluke thing with young guys. It's hard, and that's why sometimes people just go all in and then they chase rings and they try and get as many people as they can. And that's the Lakers formula. Get enough really good guys, and then you've got 20 cents left in your hand that you can go and pick some guys up that are ring chasing on a vet minimum.
Yeah.
That's the way that these teams are built. And then you got the medium-sized teams, which are like us in terms of, you've got a couple all-stars and former all-stars on the team. You got some guys that maybe don't get a chance on another roster, maybe for a reason. And you got some guys you drafted who have got potential, but they're not quite hitting it in terms of what you thought that they were going to be. So you have to balance the development with the contracts that are on the team, and notice that you have only a certain window. Patrick Williams needs to develop now because of the fact that we only have a 1 or 2 year window where we're going to have everybody on the team.
For sure.
Otherwise, what's the use of him? Why keep him around? It's like a farm animal that doesn't, it's like a chicken that doesn't lay any more eggs. It's just a pet that you feed. You need production, or you got to cull the herd. And that's just the way it goes. So that's how I feel about development. I sometimes like it if you can get a lottery pick or somebody good, but I also think that that's sometimes a waste too, like Patrick Williams. How many of those other guys could we have just thrown really great money at that were maybe, it's just like buying an old car. You get one that's 3 or 4 years old, a little bit of rust on it, but it knows how to move. It's broke in. Same mentality.
Right. It's a really weird situation to be in because we have so much potential to be better.
Garza, who had a back contusion?
Javante.
Oh, Javante did.
Yeah,
Oh,
11
that's right.
minutes.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
You're right.
That.
You're right.
So shout out. I think a couple of things will change, and I think AK is going to really make some adjustments when it comes to who's leading and maximizing on the window. I look at the fact that we have Zach tied in for the years that we have him. We have DeMar for another year without having to worry about how that impacts us before he has to re-up. And if DeMar's playing the way he's playing, you can't tell me that he's not a max player.
He's going to the Lakers.
He's a max player. You can't sit there and tell me that he's not. He's playing better than Zach.
Of course he is.
Even at 33, 34, you still have to he's playing at a high level.
Yeah. Or he'll go to some other team. He'll go to Indiana, somewhere like that, and just drain the bank.
Yeah.
He'll take everything he can. He just had his resurgence in Chicago. Now he's going to get his retirement money.
Will Bulls take this L but we do have a long season. I know it's basically a quarter of the way there, but again, we have to move on to the next one. So the next game is against the Jazz. Good Lord. And the Jazz have been cooking. So this may be that time where we see us rise to the occasion. That's going to be on Monday. Rise to the occasion or shrink back. What do you think?
I think the same thing. We're either going to get to the top of that Big Rock Candy Mountain in Denver, or we're going to fall off that mountain and tumble out of control. One of the two. But I actually think that we're going to win this game.
Think so?
In Utah, yeah.
I am wondering if one, it would be interesting to see because Billy goes back to OKC, lose against his former team. Now we go against the Utah Jazz that has one of our former players in Lauri Markkanen. What happens there? I would love to see the matchup with Lauri Markkanen being guarded by Patrick Williams just to see where it is and how the effectiveness of it. And I just want to see what happens because Lauri's been on a spree. He's playing the best ball of his career in the league. And I don't want to call a winner or loser, but I'll say this. If you think OKC was a tough matchup, young, gritty guys, things of that nature, Utah, despite the fact that everyone thought they'd be tanking, those are vets, and they play the same way, in my opinion. Scrappy, hungry, and they got just as many lethal weapons. Jordan Clarkson is playing phenomenal right now. I mean, they got
it's going to be a great game. I can't wait to the post game for that one to be talking about what's going on with this team. I'm really curious to see the post game reactions and all that. Okay, so just so everybody's aware, what do we got for our next Bulls game? Is going to be when?
8:00 on Monday. It's 8 p.m.
Monday. Okay, we're going to get the live call thing working on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make sure that once we get that number, everybody programs that into your phone. And as soon as these Bulls games are over, I want you guys dialing in. We're going to be taking calls in a rapid pace, just like the old days on the radio. This is going to be so much fun for Kidd and I and all the fans out there. But before we close it out, I want to tell everybody where you can find us. You can find me over at the Bulls Podcast every week. Wise Black and I do the Bulls Podcast. Just look for @Bulls Podcast right here on YouTube or on Twitter, Instagram. That's what our name is everywhere. I was smart enough to lock that in early.
Good stuff.
If you want to contact me on Twitter, you can find me @MarcusCouch on all channels. Kidd, where can they find you?
Oh man, you can find me here with the team at the Windy City Breeze. You're going to see more content from me and Marcus, the team as well on the live calls, as well as some individual content. Twitter-wise, one P.Kidd. You can find me there. And man, just hey, love to be here doing this with you, Marcus. Love to be along for this journey and this ride. Pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. Until the next one, man.
Absolutely. Remember, the Windy City Breeze is the only Chicago sports talk channel that talks Chicago sports how Chicago talks. So get in tune with us, man. Be sure to check out the daily Windy City Breeze show for all the latest Bulls, Bears, and all Chicago sport information. We're going to be live for every single Bulls game this season as Pat, the designer, makes an amazing live call. So what you're going to want to do is turn on your TV, mute the game, and then turn on the Windy City Breeze live call. You'll be glad you did, as we always have hundreds of fellow Bulls fans. What do we have, 600 in there tonight, Kidd?
At this peak, around 650, yeah. Overall views are going to be well into the thousands, so we appreciate everyone that tuned in. Appreciate you all rocking with us and letting us grow.
All right. Make sure that you subscribe to us, and do me a favor. Go on over to the Bulls Podcast and give me a sub. I'm like at 500 right now. This is weak. I need your help. Bulls a loser tonight, 123-119 at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll catch you Monday. Take care, everybody.
Peace.